It's been over 2 years and still nothing about what happened to Sabo, man. Since chapter 956 that came out in 2019, and now we're heading to chapter 1032, and Oda has not dropped anything about Sabo, and it just makes you think: is Sabo safe? Is he okay? Because I don't know, man. Sabo's fate right now in One Piece is one of the biggest mysteries because he could either be dead, he could either be captured, or he's probably safe with Vivi and Kuma, but it's just like Sabo, man, like what's going on with him? But anyways, in today's video, I want to give my thoughts, my brief thoughts on what possibly happened to Sabo in the current One Piece storyline. Because Sabo, as I said before, he's one of the biggest topics right now in One Piece. Besides, the whole stuff that's happening in Wano, Boa Hancock, and the Warlords. There's just so much, but Sabo is one of the bigger ones that people continually talk about with more theories and all that about Sabo's potential fate in the series. But let's get right on with the video. So Sabo. So as we saw from the Reverie arc, Sabo and the Revolutionary Army were planning their next attack on the world government. And then we later saw that Sabo was at Mary Joyce trying to free Kuma. When he saw Kuma as a slave, Sabo wanted to try and do something, but of course, the commanders stopped Sabo because Sabo was so close to messing up the plans. And we later saw that Sabo and the Revolutionary Army commanders were facing off against two admirals of the sea, Fujitora and Green Bull. And we don't know the outcome of the fight. But then later on in the series, we see in chapter 956 that something huge happened to Sabo because we saw the reactions of Koala, Dragon, even the Don. And they all had this grave face like, hey, what just happened to Sabo? Like, am I reading what I'm reading? And of course, we don't know what's said in the newspaper. All we know about is their expression. So it's just like anything could be written down on that newspaper that Sabo's dead, Sabo killed Cobra or someone else at Mary Joyce, or that Sabo just did something else, like it's huge. And I feel like Oda knew what he was doing with not giving us the actual information on what happened to Sabo that day. It was just the reactions of the characters that are associated with Sabo. So it's just like, what happened to Sabo? So here's my first huge theory on what happened to Sabo. I believe that Sabo was possibly possibly captured by Emu and the world government because Sabo potentially saw that the CPO, Rob Lucci, and them were trying to assassinate Cobra because, as we know, Cobra is one of the huge characters in One Piece right now because he's the current king of Alabasta. Recently, Cobra defected. No, he didn't defect, but recently Cobra went to the world government to ask about the abolishment of the seven warlords, in which it later happened because the king of Dressrosa also pleaded to the world government to end the warlords. And besides that, Cobra went to the world government and talked about the poneglyphs. And as we know, the world government does not want anyone talking about the poneglyphs or the ancient weapons. They don't like anyone talking about that. We already know what happened to the first guy that asked the question about the poneglyph to the world government. I believe he was assassinated, right? He was killed by the world government for asking about the poneglyph. So I feel like the world government possibly targeted Cobra because of that, and Sabo tried to get in the way to stop Cobra from being assassinated by the world government and the CPO. And because of that, the world government possibly found a way to frame Sabo on the murder of Cobra. Like, I feel like that's one theory that's out there that may happen, that the world government was trying to kill Cobra, Sabo got in the way, and a whole lot of and now they're twisting a lot of stuff to be on Sabo's head. But given the reaction of the Don, Dragon, and Koala, I don't think that scenario happened. My second scenario is that Sabo was captured by Emu and the world government because Sabo, he's facing off two admirals of the sea. And as strong as Sabo is and the Revolutionary Army commanders, the Marines are on a whole nother level. We don't know anything about Green Bull, but we know what we've seen from Fujitora. And we saw Sabo fight Fujitora already. Fujitora was not even trying against Sabo. He was just doing it as a way to not have to deal with the main events that were happening with Doflamingo on Dressrosa. So I feel like Sabo possibly got captured, and now he's in Emu's dungeon, and Emu is asking him questions about what is the Revolutionary Army planning? What are y'all planning? So we know what y'all are planning. We can deal with y'all because if this scenario happens, this would be a great way for us to see Dragon step up and try to save Sabo before everything is finished. Like I feel like that's another scenario that happened, and another scenario that possibly happened besides Sabo being captured by Emu and the world government is that Sabo possibly is is on some other location with Vivi. I feel like there's a scenario where Kuma used his last will to save Sabo and Vivi, teleport them somewhere with his Bell fruit, and then he's killed along of doing that. And the news reports that Sabo and Vivi are missing, which could also be another reason why we saw the reactions that we did in 956 and the anime adaptation of the chapter. But like honestly, I don't see that scenario happening either, man. Like after looking back, I feel like the biggest scenario that happened to Sabo and even Vivi is that Emu and the world government currently have them captive. I feel like that's what's happening right now. Like I feel like Emu and them want them captured so they can see because Emu. The reason why he would want to capture Vivi is because Vivi is the next head of Alabasta, and because Emu and the world government want to know where the remaining ancient weapons are. Like Shirahoshi is an ancient weapon. I think they already know about her. We don't know anything about the last one. I think Uranus, right? There's a theory that Mononosuke might be Uranus, and I honestly think that might be like a cool theory if that was true. But Emu and the world government want Vivi just to learn the location of Pluton, because Pluton is on Alabasta, and the world government wants all the ancient weapons before someone insane like I don't know, like Blackbeard or some of these other big pirates tries to get the ancient weapons before them. The world government wants all the ancient weapons, so them capturing Vivi can be a reason on that too. And then Sabo trying to save Vivi could make him also get captured as well. And then with him being captured, it makes the world government want to like ask him questions about, hey, what are y'all planning? What is the Revolutionary Army planning? Because like the Revolutionary Army is the biggest like threat to the world government, so they want to know everything about the Revolutionary Army so they can know how to deal with them. And also, Emu, he will have huge questions for Sabo, which will probably focus more on getting information about Dragon's plans on what to do with the world government. So, and then we'll also learn about Dragon's motivation and the Revolutionary Army's motivation and the reason why they formed in the first place because to face the Celestial Dragons. We'll learn all of that if Sabo gets captured by Emu, but it's crazy, man. Sabo right now in the story arc, man, it's crazy what's happening to him. But my overall thoughts on Sabo right now in the story arc, I believe that he got captured by Emu in the world government. He's in Emu's dungeon alongside Vivi, and Emu is questioning Sabo on Dragon, what influenced Dragon to form the Revolutionary Army and to be such like to hate the Celestial Dragon so much. With Sabo being captured by Emu, this would give us a great way to learn about Dragon's past, what made him what made him hate the Celestial Dragon so much, and the world government, and what made him just form everything. And then with Vivi also being captured, this would be a great way for Emu and them to ask Vivi where Pluton is on Alabasta. So like my biggest thing is that I think though that that's what's gonna happen when we see Sabo again. It'll be that he's captured by Emu and the world government, leading to the Revolutionary Army trying to save Sabo before it's too late. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think happened to Sabo down in the comments below? Do you think he was captured? Do you believe he was able to escape? Do you believe he's dead? Or do you believe that he's somewhere unknown and the characters in the story don't know what happened to Sabo? Like as I said before, I believe the second outcome happened where he's currently held captive by Emu. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this brief discussion video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel so you can stay notified on when I post. And also hit the bell notification, as it always helps out, and I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I hope y'all continue having a nice one, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.